Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then hi! This is April's collab at Dragons Dresses Consortium. It's called Spring is Dead. Yeah, playlist will be linked below, and I decided to make a play on the Easter Bunny. I mean, spring is dead, spring's about bunnies, Easter, flowers, skulls, rotting corpses. Well, it is now. I'm making innards for what I'm going to be making, which is a Zombunnie. And I've got lots of little skulls that I've already made up. I put waste resin in and just leave it to cure, and I have quite a few now. And I'm gonna put this lightweight Sculpey stuff, and it's called Super Sculpey Ultra. That's it, ultra light. And I realised I hadn't actually put a head on it, duh. And I wanted him to have quite a big bum and a big belly, so I needed to pad him out a little bit more, and I padded his arms out too with a bit of foil. That also could have been made out of wire, but I also wanted him to have quite big hips, so I needed it to be padded out a little bit more than what it was. And I'm going to use the ultra light Sculpey ultra light, get it right, Cal. And I'm going to use that as my base. I'm going to bake that first because I need it to be quite light, so I don't want to use too much ordinary clay, because that'll make it heavy, and then I've got to think about how it stands up, if it's going to stay stood up. And so if I do it in a light layer first, then bake it, not burn it, remember it's in the oven, that kind of thing, and then I can come back and put on the details. Now this ultralight, I really struggle with this ultralight because it doesn't play like ordinary Sculpey. It's too, I don't know how to explain it. It's like silky, but not at the same time. I don't know. I can't pronounce what I'm trying to say. Never mind explain what I'm trying to feel. So I'm adding more on, padding it out, making sure he's got a nice shape to him. And what I'll do is I also need to make some ears. So I will be using wire. So the ears are going to be more stable, and the head will be covered in it, and his legs not so much, maybe a little bit but not too much, because, well, then I'll make these legs too thick. What's think? Oh dear, something my brain doesn't do. Anyway, I'm just putting some little holes in the top, and I'm putting on a face shape, like a bunny shape, but he's going to have decaying teeth and things like that. Now this is his ears, and I'm trying to get this stuff to stick. If I'd have put wire, little thin wire over the top, or even the masking tape, it would have stuck better, but I kept persevering, and now his bunny ears are, they're coming round, they're doing well. They just don't look it at the minute. But I always think things look awful until they look better. But saying that, I think I should have painted him a different colour. I've made him too shiny. So yeah, I may end up changing him. I don't know. I want his ears to be crooked. I don't want him to be straight. I mean, he's a Zombunnie. He's fallen to bits. And this Zombunnie does not eat brains. He eats eggs, but usually the souls of human beings, which is why there's going to be lots of skulls at the bottom, because they're all decayed and he's eating their souls. So yeah, every time he gets an Easter egg, he eats a soul. Every time he has to give an Easter egg, he eats a soul. So this is my bunny, my Zombunnie. Kind of low, I suppose. But I'm going to wrap his legs, make them all nice and thick, thicker than they are. Now, I'm no good at hands and I'm no good at feet. So I cheated and I put him as though he was stuck in the mud with skulls around his feet. And because he's decaying, well, his arms were just bones. So, win-win. Yeah. Because you'll see his ribs, and you can see his rib bones. And I think some of his back or his arm is torn away as well. So I thought, yeah, that gets me out of that one. I mean, I'm going to have to practice them at one point, but feet and hands. I mean, feet not so much. Okay, you can make them a little blocky, but fingers on a hand. It's a nightmare. It really is. Although I have seen a trick with wire and beads. But that's more for robots. But hey, I'll use anything. If it works, it works. Now I'm using this really cheap, tacky, yucky polymer clay because it's just going to be the base. I'm just covering up the base, should I say. And I've left his... Oh, what have I left in there? I can't remember. What was that? It's his legs, I think. My cat is really annoying me at the minute. She's trying to get under my armpit. I know it's because I'm too late to feed her, but she'll have to wait a minute till I've done. And this clay, I don't like it. I love the colour. Don't get me wrong, that colour is so Grinch green. It's lovely. And it would come across as quite springy. But nah, this is not the kind of spring we need. Not for this one. Because this is creepy. Creepy. I love creepy. So I'm smushing it all down. Oh, now I remember. I left those metal sticks in so that I wouldn't cover the holes up. Duh. And then, of course, I pressed in thinking, oh, that'll be alright. And then my clay stuck to the other clay. It came off alright though, so that was fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake these in my air fryer still, because I still haven't got the cooker fixed, and be wrapped up in a lot of foil, and that'll be fine. The resin's UV, so it's okay. It won't melt. And I also wrap it in lots and lots and lots of foil. Now I'm adding my ordinary polymer clay. I love this stuff. You can do anything with this. It's great. And I'm putting the details in the rabbit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you with some music and then we'll come back. can see, I am just putting a little bit of detail here and there and making the, well, I was going to say clothing, but it's not really, it's skin. It's not fur, because in my head this Zombunnie is decaying, so he's not furry anymore. He's just skin, and it's not good skin. Yeah. So yeah, I'm making him a bit creepy, but that kind of is the vibe of Spring is Dead. So I'm trying to make his ribs look like they're protruding, and I want to make his legs as far down as I possibly can get them without them sticking out of the ground too much. I want to make the ground look like it's swallowing his legs, because like I said, I'm not good at the feet and hands bit yet. And his belly's not protruding out enough. He needs a big belly. I've got a thing about animals with big bellies. I mean, now he's got like this pouch just hanging over, like bits of his body that's still attached to the muscle. It's just a fat rabbit. You can't help it. Yeah, he's a fat rabbit. And I've put like little stitches everywhere. And this is where I'd lost the fact I was recording. It just stopped and I'd carried on. So I'm making eggs, and I'd already made the bones for his hands. And that eye just kept staring at me. It was too empty. It needed an eyeball. Yeah, an eyeball that's falling out. So that'd look great, I think. And then I decided to make an egg for each hand and one to rest on top of his head, because he's got to have plenty of eggs so that he can, pass them over and swap them for souls. Soul eater. But yeah, I had to kind of like stick it on a piece of metal and then shove it in his head. See, I was going to make it so it looked like he was trying to eat the eggs, but then I put blood on his teeth, so, well, unless the eggs are raw, and I don't know, they shouldn't be bloody. So yeah, he's supposed to look like he's eating the eggs, but when you look down you realise that actually he's eaten the souls of all the human skulls that's beneath his feet. And I can still adjust him every now and again, just to make sure that he doesn't topple over. And look, here comes, I'm using that glue stuff again. Don't know what I'm playing at, but I'm using it. And I really should have put a stick through that as well so it stayed on, because it fell off at one point. I want the ribs to be a bit more sticky-arty, and I think he's a bit cute, to be honest. Not really that creepy. I mean, what do you think? Do you think he looks creepy? Wait till I paint him. So now I'm spray painting him at my desk. Well, I say spray painting, I'm using the air gun thing. It's got another name, I'm sure it has. I'm just going to keep calling it an air gun, it's easier. And again, my video cut off, so I've got a fully black rabbit, and now I'm just going in with some details. Now I want to make it look like it's in soil, so I'm going in with the brown. And I find that if you do black first, or a very dark colour, whatever colour you put on the top, it shows the detail better, especially if you dry brush. But this bit I'm not dry brushing, I'm just painting brown. But the eggs, not the eggs, the heads, the skulls are going to be dry brushed, and a little bit of extras added to them, because, well, creepy, needs to be creepy. I mean, I put a coat of paint on them first, but then I do go in with a bit of a dark colour and just aged up a bit. But look how they come up, they just pop with that colour on. It's like a yellow and white, so it makes like a creamy colour, like bones should be. Because bones aren't bright white, not unless you bleach them. No, I do not know how to do that. I have never attempted to bleach any human bone, I promise. I promise. And then for some reason I painted the eggs in the same colour. And the rabbit. But then I did only want to pick out the details of the rabbit. I just wanted to make him a bit more skin-like. And I have popped a little bit of polymer clay on a stick, a piece of wire, and hanging it from his eye socket. I just thought that were a really nice touch. Because he's rotting, so he needs to have his eyes falling out. I mean, he's lost one already. That's rolling around the floor somewhere. Not really. I didn't actually make another eye. I want to put goo in there so it looks nice and shiny as though it's just been ripped out. So we've got a one-eyed, buck-toothed rabbit with ribs on show, standing on a pile of decaying bone with his skin attached with staples because he's rotting away. You see, the only way this Zombunnie is ever going to get back to being a normal bunny is by eating lots and lots of souls. But you see, times are hard and chocolate's getting cheaper and cheaper in texture and taste. So the less cocoa, the less decent soul he gets. So therefore, he will never become a fully fledged rabbit again. He will always be Zombunnie. He's just biding his time until all the chocolate or the cocoa runs out. And I've just made a complete story up out of thin air. So yeah, I think he's just had some lore written for him. Maybe I ought to do a series. Zombunnie lore. Maybe next time it'll be Santa Claus. Not Krampus, we've already done Krampus. That's old. I don't know. Or something else. I wonder what creature I could create. I'll have to think about that one. Maybe next time put some hands on it. Or should I try feet first? I think I'll try feet first. Now I'm trying to make him look more skin-like, so I'm putting a bit of pink in it. But then I realised that, well, he's a Zombunnie, he doesn't need to be pink. So yeah, I dirty him up a lot. A heck of a lot. And then for some reason he ends up being shiny. I think I used my metallic watercolours to go over the top, like a green. I need to really learn how to stop doing stuff because I just keep adding and adding and adding. More paint, more stuffs. So yeah, he's starting to merge into the skeleton, the skulls at the minute. So yeah, I need to change his colour. But I'm loving how the ribs look. So they just stick out. And I will be putting a bit of red in there. I think I use UV red. I do, to make it shiny. And then make it so it looks like it drips down onto the skulls. So you can still see there's... See, I didn't want him to make him look like he'd got fur. So I didn't put any fur texture in it. I did actually want it to look like the skin. He's getting to look very cute and pink. Too pink. So I'll go in with the red in between the ribs and in places that I know should be red. And that nose is just too cute. So that turns black soon because it's just wrong. Too pink. I could have made it red though, I suppose. Made it bloody. Although I do make blood come out of his nose. Should really have made it green. Should have made it green. Oh, I missed a trick there. I could have made it glowing. He could have been, oh, what's that word I'm looking for? Homer Simpson works in one power station with the stuff in it. I have no idea. I'm sure you'll know what I mean, but I have no idea right now. So yeah, I missed a trick there, not having glow in the dark. So now I'm just painting his eyeball, putting some little red veins on, and just making it a bit fainter. I did see a trick though where somebody used thread and thinned the thread out and used that for the veins on the eyeballs, but I don't remember it being this tiny, so I'm not sure if that would work on something so small. See now, look, I'm putting more red in, but that nose definitely looked wrong. So I'm going to be adding darker colours, and I UV resin the ribs, the nose, the eye sockets. What else? A bit on the skulls, yeah, the blood on the skulls. And tried to make it look as though it's just dripped off. So now I'm going in with a darker colour, made him more brown. And then I thought, I don't like this either, because then he looks like he's got fur on. So I ended up putting at least three or four different coats of paint on, and weren't happy with any of it. I'm still not happy with this one. The finished article. Jesus, words, they are just so hard. So yeah, the brown didn't work, the pinky colour didn't work. I wondered if I'd have kept the pink and just darkened it with a little bit of browny red to make it look more dirty looking, and a touch of green here and there. Yeah, I think it would have been better that way. See, right now he's a bit too on the shiny side for me. Except his nose and his eye keeps looking at me. It's quite cute actually, this eyeball staring at me. I wonder what character do you think I should do? I mean, do I do another animal? Do I do, I don't know, like done St. Paddy's. This is Zombunnie. Oh, I actually didn't do a leprechaun. Maybe I should do a leprechaun then. I'll wait till next year, if I'm still here. Yeah, now I'm darkening it up a bit, just to get a bit of emphasis in some places. And I go in with like a chocolate brown and water and a bit of black mixed, because I don't want it too much, because that means I'm covering everything over again. And now it looks like a chicken that's just been roasted. It looks like a roast chicken. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, that's not a bad idea. A chicken. A roast chicken. But walking round. Well, looking like it's walking round. Obviously it wouldn't be walking round. That'd be weird. I like weird. Yeah, I've done a brown eye, because I thought it's a rabbit. And then I thought, why didn't you just do a red eye? Or a pink eye? Pink eye. Ooh, no, not a pink eye. But yeah, I'm gonna put my shiny stuff on now for my staples, and then I'll go over with a nice green shiny watercolour, just to make him look a bit more on the dead side, rotting side. And I'm just using my UV torch. It's battery powered, this one. I'm not keen on it. I like him to be able to charge by the power. And I wet his nose because it don't look wet enough. And I forgot about the red bit on his nose. I had to do that afterwards, because it needed to look correct. It needed to match. Make his teeth a bit more bloody and all as well. And all as well. Yeah, that one. And I do like the fact the blood looks like it's seeping through the ribs. But again, it shouldn't really be bright red. It should be green. Yeah. I need to make a note of things like this so I remember what to do next time. Because I am liking making characters. I'm currently working on a blooming frog. Why do I let myself get talked into these things? I'm hoping it's going to be ready for Friday, because right now all I've got is sticks and a silver foil belly. Yeah, I'm carrying on with this, putting more UV on. And I will darken the eggs. And I don't think I do any more colour-wise. No, maybe a highlight or two. But other than that, it's near enough done. I mean, I'm going to take some photos, and don't forget to look in the description box for any discounts that you may want for your resin stuff. And I want to say thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.